Good evening and welcome to the City Gate. We are back. We know you missed us and we missed you too. And I know that you are expecting so much from us. And like always, we will not disappoint you today. Welcome back. And I know as we man the city, you shall be blessed, you shall be equipped, you shall be inspired and uplifted. Allow me to introduce my co-host this evening.
Yes.
Dr. Love.
Yes, himself.
How have you been?
And other people, they will call him the undisputed
Willie
Kinyash. Yes.
How have you been?
I've been good.
Yeah, it has been a while.
It's been a while.
Eternity, you know.
Wow, my goodness. You remember, I wrote to you and I say that I feel like it's 1 year.
Yeah, it has been long and we've really missed our audience and we hope that they're joining us tonight. My name is Warui. You are author and you're pastor and you're mentor and all these things. Two of the suspects seem not to have come back.
And I'm not sure whether it's because they were not well prepared when they were getting married.
Yeah, because today we are talking about how men ought to prepare themselves for marriage. Because many issues that we have in marriage do not start when the marriage is already going.
Yes.
In fact, there's somebody who said that failed marriages failed before they even started.
Yes.
And so men need to prepare well.
They need to prepare well
for marriage.
Yeah.
Dr. Love.
Yes.
Why do you think men ought to prepare well for marriage?
Number one, why men ought to prepare well in marriage or when they want to enter into marriage. There are many reasons, but let me start by asking a question. Why marriage? Why do you want to get married? Because the moment you answer this question right,
why marriage?
Why marriage? Because, you know, for a long time, we have answered the question, what is marriage? But now it is high time, now we answer the question, why marriage? Such that we know, as I enter into this thing called marriage, I know why I am entering into it.
What is the purpose? What do I want to achieve by it?
You see? And because there are quite a number of men who have entered into marriage with the wrong reason.
Okay.
And we are not saying that if you entered into marriage with the wrong reason, you walk out.
No.
No. Ni sasa ni ungengane na hali yako uliingia.
But you can, along the way, you can realize the right reason.
You can realize and then you can try to mend the ways so that now you can enjoy.
You get back on the right path.
You can enjoy your marriage. Okay. Because, you know, the word of God says that in heaven where we are going after this life, there is no marriage. And so we must enjoy the marriage here
when we are here.
It is, if you're enjoying your marriage with Mary, it is here.
It is here. After here, hakuna marriage tena.
And so we need to answer that question. Why marriage?
Why marriage?
And we need to understand that the institution of marriage has been started by God. He is the author of marriage. And so as we enter into marriage, we need to know, number one reason why I should enter into marriage is so that I can fulfill the mission of God here on earth.
So every man, because again we are living in dangerous times when some men feel like it is so burdensome to marry or to get into marriage. Some of them want relationships of convenience, but they don't want to commit into a marriage. And maybe we can look at that even later, where we have so many men who are living with women. 10, 20 years, they have children, and they're still calling those women girlfriend.
And we'll be coming to that. Because when you mention that, we need to talk about commitment. They don't want to commit. They don't want to commit themselves.
And that means they then cannot fulfill God's mission.
They cannot.
Here on earth as God desired it.
And when we talk about the reason why I'm calling it fulfilling the mission of God here on earth, because number one mission that God wanted man to have when he's entering into marriage is so that he can reflect God himself here on earth through bringing in a generation that will look up to God.
Okay.
And so we need to bring in people who are reflecting the image of God.
Of God.
Because the Bible says that we are created in the image and likeness of God.
Okay.
And so when God is saying, man, you should get into this institution of marriage,
Yes.
he is saying, come and help me fulfill my mission.
So partner with me.
By reflecting me here.
Here on earth.
And that is why you find devil is attacking many marriages of Christians.
Okay.
Because in the Bible, in the book of Malachi, the Bible says that that the mission of Christian marriage is to raise a godly offspring.
Yes.
And so even devil himself, he knows when Warui, who is a born again man, comes and joins together with Mary, they are not just raising kids, but they are raising a godly offsprings.
And so you have to really prepare.
Devil fear you.
So you have to really prepare
to
get into this institution through which you will fulfill God's mission of raising a generation, a godly offspring for him, men and women who reflect his image. And I also think in terms of preparation, it is the time that you lay the foundation for this institution that you want to build. And we all know that any building is as strong as its foundation is. And so if you're not well prepared for marriage and you get into this institution, you can't go far. You can't do much.
True.
And therefore it becomes very important to lay a very firm foundation for this institution that you're getting into. The other thing that I think is also important is that the man is the head of the woman. And the Bible is very clear about that. And I think there is no dispute about it. But what we have a problem because we have people who, because for me, I see that headship more of leadership, more of responsibility. But we have men who are getting into the institution unprepared for the leadership responsibility that is awaiting them. And so when they get in there and they find that it is too heavy for them, they lift up their hearts, they either surrender to fate or they run away. You know, men are running away from marriage. They run away simply because they were not prepared. Nobody prepared them for what awaits them as the head of the family. Nobody prepared them for this woman and these children who will be looking up to them. And so men need to prepare well for marriage.
They need to prepare. And I think it is high time, even as a church, that we need to see how we are going to start preparing these young men for marriage. And I think over time, I'm not saying church has not done well. Because I am church. Because church is me and you.
Actually, what we are doing right now can be attributed to the church.
But I think it is high time because when you talk about premarital classes, it is very good. I love it. But I feel like we need to go back and let it start early. It can start as early as when these people start dating.
You know, as you say that, I think it is, you know, there's this, who is this? I think it's Amido.
Oh, sorry?
I think it's Amido. No, is it Amido or who sang and said, when you when
you know, I had not gotten that. I had not gotten that one.
No, who is this that sang and said that as you raise that boy, you are raising somebody's husband. You are raising somebody's brother. You're raising somebody's
father.
So I think as parents, the day I hold my son in my hands, other than seeing this child, this tiny child,
I should start seeing
a father. I should start seeing a husband. And therefore, from day one, I need to start preparing them to take leadership. That if, as a man, I have my son Jeremiah, I should be preparing him to take up his leadership as a husband the moment he is born.
You know, it is very sad that you'll find, I know nowadays, this generation, we are trying. We are trying. But those days when we are growing up, you'll find a boy who doesn't even know what his dad does for the living.
And I think it's dangerous.
very dangerous.
So I think men need to take a
because
key
what
role.
are you teaching this young boy? What are you teaching him?
Yeah.
Because if you can't have time even to tell him what you do
For a living.
you see?
Yeah.
I mean, and so we need, so I was talking about, we need to start the premarital classes as early as when these people start dating.
Okay.
The reason why we should start as early as they start dating, number one, it is because the reason why we should have these classes, it is to show these people the magnitude this institution carries
as early as possible.
As early as possible, such that if you feel I am not ready to enter into this marriage, I can quit.
In fact, I remember one clergy, I think he's a PCA pastor, who was pastoring to a couple that we were their best couples. And he told them, one of the reasons why I'll take you through premarital counseling is so that you part.
Yes, exactly.
I want you to see the seriousness of this matter and feel that this is not a burden I want to carry, and therefore I want to leave. Because people have taken marriage casually.
And you know what? The reason why we are seeing many marriages breaking today, it is because now we are starting the premarital classes very late.
When people have even taken
this guy even sees like, I need to leave this girl, anashangaa sasa nimepeleka mahali
tumepaga tumetoa kadi tumefanya,
itakuwa
and then it is done hurriedly.
Yes,
you know.
But if we started early, this guy can decide,
ikitu staki,
let me take
I need more time to prepare myself well.
I need to take more time before I commit myself.
So every man must understand that the institution of marriage is such a serious business to God.
Yes.
That nobody should take it lightly.
Yes.
Nobody should enter into it without good preparation.
Yes.
Making that decision soberly and knowing that this thing I'm doing have such a big implication, not only on my own life, but on the life of children that I will raise, on the life of this woman that I'm getting married to, but also it affects society, it affects the church. God wants to use it to propagate his kingdom.
Yes.
And so marriage is a serious institution.
It is a serious institution.
Very serious.
And so as we pray this young men to enter into marriage, there are some things we need and we must consider. And number one, it is commitment.
The man must be committed. Hakuna mchezo.
This is not a try and error thing. Haukuji kujaribu, alafu if it doesn't work, you run away.
Come if you are serious.
If you're serious to commit, it is a lifetime commitment.
You enter, there is no leaving.
You are not trying.
And as the man, you are the one carrying the road.
Yes.
You know, in our society, we have left it to the women.
Which is sad.
They keep saying that if a marriage fails or starts, it's the woman. But I think it should be the man.
It is the man.
Who must make a commitment.
You are committed. And then you must provide godly leadership. Not just leadership, but godly leadership.
So if you're not ready to provide that, take your time. Stop getting into
it. Leave it. If you're not ready to give godly leadership.
But what is godly leadership? Maybe we should try and define it
when we talk about
for the man.
Offering godly leadership, number one, you're saying, I am ready to give direction to this family.
Yes.
When it comes to spiritual matters, I am ready to give direction to this family.
Because there are many families where it is the woman who gives spiritual direction.
Which is sad.
It's the woman who goes with the kids to church.
It is the man.
The man comes at 2 a.m.
It is the man that should give this direction. And this is what we are calling the godly leadership. And so it is the man that should say, watoto, hii ndio kanisa tunaenda. Ni hapa tunaenda. Sunday hakuna kulala, tunaamka hii masaa,
tunaenda kanisa.
You are offering godly.
Na tukitoka kanisa, you are checking with them what did they run.
Yes.
So you must be prepared to do that.
You are prepared. Hii mambo ya kukuja saa 8 hata ati unaambia watoto waamke waende kanisa na wewe unaacha unalala. Ama unaambia
it's not acceptable.
It is not. We need to give direction. When things are not working at home, it is up to man to offer solution. That is to say, there are times you will find maybe umekuwa kazi, kazi imeisha, biashara imeenda chini, you need to start thinking and know how you're going to offer solution to your family.
You cannot stay there and say mnataka nifanye nini?
Ati watoto wanafukuzwa wakilia na wewe unaanza kulia.
Hata si kulia, wengine some of them are very arrogant.
Yeah.
They look at the woman, unataka nifanye nini sasa?
It is up to you.
A man should not ask that.
They should know what to do.
Yeah.
If it means you lower the kind of lifestyle you've been having, you do it.
If it means you go to the mjengo and
go and do something.
As the man, you must be prepared.
Yes.
To be the one who provides solutions for your marriage.
Solution.
If you're not ready for that, stay away from marriage.
Stay away.
Stay away from marriage.
Kabisa, si mchezo.
Yeah.
And so we must understand these things.
Yes.
And the key thing, actually hii ndio tungeanzia nayo.
Yeah.
The key thing, we started by saying that God is the author of marriage.
Yes.
And so we must allow Christ to be the center stage of everything we do
in the marriage,
in this institution.
Yes.
And so it is not about you. It is not about the woman.
Yes.
It is not about the kids.
Yeah.
What is Christ saying in this marriage?
Okay.
Who is the center stage in this marriage? Who are we looking up to in this marriage?
It must be Christ.
It must be Christ.
Okay.
If it is not Christ, then there will be a trouble. Because he is the author.
Yes.
Well, so when things are not working, this is the person you should run to.
Yeah.
Before you run to Warui, before you run to your best man, before you run to your friends, before you run to your parents, this is the person you should run to because he understands this institution.
Now, having said that, let us now ask ourselves, how can this man, this young man, prepare for marriage? How can they prepare? What do they need to do?
Number one, what they need to do, they must be ready to be responsible.
Must be ready to be responsible.
Actually, when you talk about the roles and responsibilities, there is so many things watu wanasema. Sijui the man should be the provider, the protector, sijui. But biblically, the number one role of a husband, it should be loving your wife.
Okay.
That is the number one responsibility of any
husband. So my question is, that is the number one responsibility.
Yes.
Here is a young man who is just finishing college.
Yes.
How can he prepare himself to love the woman?
How he will prepare himself to love this woman? Number one, you need to look for people you can work with. People who have been in this institution.
So seek people who can guide you, who can lead you, who can mentor you.
You need to look for mentors.
Yes.
Because these are people who have gone ahead of you. And so there is some words of wisdom they can speak into your life. And so before you enter into this institution, tayari kuna mtu amekuongoza. And so you will not fall into some pitfalls where these people fell because they are already guiding you. They have shown you the way. This is what you should, this is how you should handle a woman. This is how you should handle issues when they arise. Because there is no way you can walk into or you can enter into marriage without understanding and knowing how it operates.
So from day one, this young man should not walk alone.
He should not walk alone.
Even before he identifies the girl, he should start identifying people who are role models. That he can look up to, work with, and learn how marriage operates. So, wanaume waache tu vijana waache tu kutembea na vijana. Watembee na wazee.
Tafuta mzee ambaye unaheshimu. Unaonanga ndoa yake inafanya kazi.
Kuna watu hawapendi kuitwa wazee.
Okay, tafuta mtu ambaye ameoa, anaheshimika na ndoa yake inafanya kazi.
Na unapenda, you love the way they do their
marriage. Because again, you don't go to be mentored by someone whose marriage is not working.
By the way, that is very key because that is the other thing. You find a young man is working with another man whose marriage is broken, is not there.
Yes.
And so the counsel, and you know, There's a difference between someone's marriage which is down and they feel bad about it, but you find somebody whose marriage is broken and down and they're not remorseful about it. And so they misadvise this young man.
Yeah.
Anamwambia mwanamke ni kuchapa. Mwanamke akileta shida wachana na yeye. Hata si lazima uoe.
You cannot give what you don't have.
Yes, you can't.
So there's no way you can tell this young man, do ABCD, and yours is not working.
Yeah, yeah.
You see? And so for this young man, you must look up to someone whose marriage is working.
Okay.
And then now you can walk with that person. You can ask questions.
Yes.
And so by the time now you're saying, I am ready for this thing, at least you have wisdom. You
have a clear picture,
knowledge,
and you know how it works.
At least you know this is how I will behave.
Yes.
When my woman says this,
yes,
I should not respond this way. Because if I respond this way, we are going to have a fight.
You don't get surprised with some simple things.
Yes, you don't.
You know, there's a guy who married, and then immediately he married, he came complaining that the woman is using too much tissue paper. But it's because this guy had already been living with men, so he had no idea. so using tissue paper inaisha, unajua yeye akienda kwa washroom, not all the times he uses the tissue.
Yes. But the woman every time akiingia lazima itumike.
Sasa naanza kucomplain budget imeenda. So hakutembea akaelezwa. Hakutembea akaelezwa kuna vitu zinahitajika. Hakutembea akaelezwa moods zinaendaga hivi na hivi. So hajui. Na yeye maybe ali grow up na mavijana. Sasa anakuja akiexpect kama ameoa another kijana, so hapa inakuwa ngumu. Working with somebody. I also think another thing that is very important, which we cannot underrate, is the place of prayer in terms of preparation.
Yes.
And I think we must advise our young people that marriage is not just physical.
Yes.
It is a spiritual affair.
It is.
It has so much to do with the mission of God and what God is accomplishing that it attracts a lot of battle, a lot of warfare from the devil. And I think the devil would be very happy if the foundation is not laid right.
Yes.
And I think every young man must seriously pray for their marriage, even if they don't have the person that they are to marry. Even if they have not met that person, they have not proposed to that girl, they must pray and pray seriously about it.
Yes.
And commit their future marriage to God and ask God to prepare them and to make them ready, but to also, because as believers we wage war on our knees. We win on our knees, and therefore if you don't pray very well when you're preparing for your marriage, then you might be destined to fail. So and we have a few people here who are joining us. We have Peter who is saying this is great, but there is Akinyil Media, who is asking, what about those that might have married na hawakuwa ready?
If you see, ulishaingia.
So huwezi toka. It's a serious commitment. It's a life commitment.
Yes.
You can't leave.
So what you do, you must start becoming intentional to make sure that this marriage will work.
Okay.
And so you need to look at how you can fix it until it works.
Yes.
Out there they would say, fake it until you make it.
Yeah.
But here we will say, faith it until you make it.
Okay.
And so you must, and you see, we started by saying, why marriage?
Yes.
And so this person was not ready.
Yes.
So number one is to say, maybe they entered into this institution with the wrong reasons. But now, because I'm already in, and there is nothing like going back, I need to start asking myself, how should I fix these things?
Yeah.
Yes, I got in, through the wrong reasons.
Yes.
Yes, I am here. What should I do?
Yeah.
And this is where we have said you need to look for mentors.
Go look for a mentor even now when you're in marriage.
You're
Start
already,
working with somebody.
Yes, you're already in marriage.
Yeah.
You're already married now, but you need to look for people who you can work with, people who can give guidance, people who can also pray with you, people who can give counsel. You see? And also, even as we talk about mentors, we also need to look at the friends we have.
Yeah, who are you working with?
Who are you working with?
Yeah, true.
Because if you're working with people who don't believe that marriages work, then even if you try to fix it, then it will not work for you.
So this person should change their relationship.
Their friends matters a lot.
They need to get people who believe in marriage.
I mean, auliingia kama huko tayari, so maybe you're still working with people who are not married.
Yeah.
What do you expect to learn from these young people?
That is true.
So you need to look for friends whom you can unaweza saidiana.
That is true.
Yes.
And I think they also need to look back. They can sit together with their wife or their husband and take a journey back and see, are there mistakes we have made?
Yes.
And how can we correct them? Is it that we just started living together?
Yeah.
Is it that we never talked to a spiritual authority who would counsel us and take us through a process of understanding what marriage is?
Yes.
Like we would have done premarital counseling. You can still do post. You can go and have sessions together with a minister. You can solemnize your marriage. Maybe you never went through that process, and therefore you can go back and correct what may have been wrong. Most probably you never involved your parents in the whole process. You can go back and involve your parents. So that is important. Let me ask you, is financial capacity part of man's readiness for marriage?
I would say no. I would say no.
You know, there's a pastor who came somewhere I was, and he said, if a man comes to him and says that he wants to marry, the first question is, do you have a job? Do you have an income? If the man says no, he is told, go get an income first before you marry.
For me, and this is Willie Kinyash.
That's okay.
I would say no.
It's allowed, yes.
And the reason why I would say no, it is because I'll give my personal testimony.
Yes.
When I was getting married, where we are today with my wife Jane is not where we were back then.
But that time, would you afford a plate of food for the two of you?
Of course. Of course, when you're talking about, or maybe
because that's the balance I'm looking for.
Because you need to tell me when you talk about
financial capacity.
Yes.
It may vary, but it starts with, am I able to provide for this person that I'm bringing into my house?
Let me tell you, if you are able to provide shelter for yourself,
you can
and
provide
you're able
shelter
to
for her.
Provide food for you yourself,
Yeah.
and you are able to provide yourself with clothing, you are capable of getting married.
Ukweli?
Yes.
Shati ya bao ya kikoba sasa na yana blouse.
When I was getting married, nakumbuka nilikuwa nanunua manguo korogosho hata za 15 bob. But today unafikiria hii koti ni ya 15 bob? Ukiangalia hivi.
Sitaki kuuliza ni ya bei gani kwa sababu hii koti iko na story mingi.
You see, where we were is not where we are.
So you don't have to strive to.
No, you don't have to. But the key thing here is, does this person have a vision? That matters a lot.
So the man should have a vision.
A vision.
You might not be having the money.
Yes.
But you have a vision.
Yes.
Okay.
This is someone you can sit down with and you can see, this guy has a future.
Okay.
Right now, hana pesa.
Yes.
But through the conversation we are having,
you can tell huyu mtu anaona mbele.
Yes, anaona mbele.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, if Jane, my wife, was looking for finances at that time, we were getting married.
Yes.
But
what you're saying is, if you cannot provide shelter for yourself, unaishi kwa anko.
Ama kwa mama yako.
Naguo unanunuliwa, so wewe usioe.
Wewe kwanza toka kwa mama yako.
So you're saying it has an impact. So kama chakula napewa na niko yangu mwenye nakuwa Nairobi, guo navaa zile zake zilizeeka akaacha kuvaa. Naishi kwa nyumba yake.
Let me say this.
Yes.
There are some ambao wako kwa wazazi wao,
Yes.
not that they don't have finances, but maybe
No, we are talking about ako kwa anko yake ama kwa mzazi wake kwa sababu hawezi kutoka, hana pesa za
kama
kutoka.
hana huyo hafai kwanza
kuoa.
aje. And that is why I've said kama unaweza jilisha,
Yes.
unaweza jilipia rent. And when you are talking about rent, we are not talking about 30,000, even if hata kama ni hiyo
1,000 ama ya mabati.
Yes,
Lakini
1,000.
unaweza lipa hiyo kanyumba kidogo.
Unaweza jilipia. Na unaweza jivalisha.
So there's a capacity you need to have.